Hello, I'm Marky Dragon, and today I want to tell you a little bit about Star Trek Online, my first impressions of it. I decided today to do my video next to one of my favorite pinball machines, my Star Trek Next Generation pinball machine. It's an absolute great machine. The game is also, I'd call it great. I have been playing for about 10 hours into it now. I just got into it finally Friday night and played the weekend. And I have some initial impressions and some of my thoughts about it and some of the observations, which I'll let you guys correct me, but it's possible that I'm wrong on a couple of things. And it's just because I don't know what all is going on in the game. I'm a total noob. So the first thing I want to say is that the very first thing that grabbed me was the music. The music is awesome, and I felt like I was in a movie, in one of the Star Trek movies with the music. It's just absolutely awesome, totally exceeded my expectations, and it's very inspiring and perfect for the game. The graphics on it, the graphics are, I would call them good. They're not spectacular. They're not wowlicious, if you can call that a word. They're not the same as WoW by any means. They're very sharp, very sharp edges, and in fact, I will show you some screenshots here. They are, how can I say it? Well, they look like they're maybe a couple years old, but given that, we're still in the beta, and one of the last things to be done is to touch up on graphics. That's one of the last areas they do right before launch. And so, I give them the benefit of the doubt on that, and the graphics are great right now, but they're not what I think they could be. I've done a lot of missions, and I can't say that I understand all of them, and we are in beta. There's a few bugs in a few of them, and I get a little bit confused in the missions. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go, and in fact, one of the missions required me to talk to Sulu, and I was in the Admiral's office, I believe, whenever that mission was handed to me, and so I walk out and I go do my thing, and I don't know what I was thinking, whether I went to do something else or I went to go complete that mission right there. But then I was supposed to report to Sulu, and I couldn't for the life of me find him anywhere. And you look on the map, and on the map it shows you, you're like on the Starbase map, and it's got this big ring around it, and it shows you a square that has the name of the mission. And so this mission, I'm looking for it, and it keeps being hidden behind a wall. And I can't find any way in there, whatnot. What I finally found out was, and I had to go to the forums to find this, is that I had to go all the way back to the Admiral's office when the Admiral handed me the information stuff. Sulu was standing right behind me. But I didn't realize it. And he shows up on the map, not as like in the turbo lift for where the Admiral is or something like that, because that would really make a lot of sense. He actually shows up someplace else, and so very difficult to find him. They do have a kind of a locator beacon type thing where you can right click on the map and you can select or you double click on it and you select. It makes this little target on the map, and then it also, when you're in the play screen, it makes a little target, and it's just a little triangle. And the triangle, when you find the person, sits right over their head. And but found it very confusing to be walking around the station and not able to figure out where that was, because it kept looking like it was behind a wall in a place that there was a turbo lift right next to it, but it went to the wrong area, and so that was a little confusing, and I didn't like that. But still, I'm having fun on the missions. I just wish it was a little bit easier to find stuff like that. So the next thing I want to cover is NPC Interaction. And NPC Interaction is really, well, well, I'm impressed by it. And it's not everything I think it could be, but from my understanding of a lot of the skill stuff is that as you bring them up higher in skills, they actually do a better job performing their jobs. And it was nice to see that while I was in battle, that they would all focus on the same target. And they did do some stupid stuff. There's this one of my engineer guys. He has this beam, and I don't remember what the beam is called, but this beam that he fires out, and it kind of shoves everybody back. It's almost like a little force field generator. And I got this one screenshot right here where it looks like he's looking straight into the beam. Stupid. But they work well together. They when you run out of health on a character, what it does is it renders them unconscious. It doesn't actually kill them. And so they will go over with their little medical tricorders or whatnot and patch them up and bring them back to life after you've killed all the enemies. And that reminds me that death in the game is really kind of interesting. I haven't found that there's any massive penalties for death. In fact, there's almost no penalties for death, except for maybe some inconvenience. And the inconvenience is you go back to a respawn point. It's kind of like playing Counter-Strike or something. When you get killed, you go back to one of the respawn points. And in the case of Star Trek Online, it looks like you go back to the nearest spawn point to you. So works out pretty easy. It does that in both ship battles and in the hand-to-hand combat. Button mashing. So, gosh, I feel like I'm just button mashing the hell out of my keyboard. And I don't like it. And I haven't quite figured out what to do about it. So when you're in the hand-to-hand combat situations, I have like these two keys I just keep hitting over and over and over again. And I'm going to get like carpal tunnel in just a few fingers. And when you're in the ship combat, I have 3 of them that I'm going over and over and over again. So I did see people talking about how to put on auto fire. Well, I put on auto fire, and it only allowed me to select 2 of my weapons for auto fire when I had 3 on my ship. And I'd like it to just be full auto fire. And it really didn't seem to work. It didn't seem to fire at anybody. And so I'm not quite sure what's up with that, except I did read some of the ship upgrade descriptions that talk about auto fire. So maybe once I'm at a higher skill level and have more stuff, I can spend some of my points on auto fire. I don't know if auto fire is going to make any sort of tactical advantage or anything, and it might be, if you have to spend points that you could spend on, say, stronger weapons or whatnot, I wouldn't like that, because I'd be giving up a tactical advantage for the ease of use of my hands. And that to me just doesn't seem very right. But I don't know. Again, that's one of those things that I don't fully understand, and so I'm learning a lot about it. So overall, I find that the game is a lot of fun. I am really enjoying it. If you like Star Trek, you will most likely like the game. And it has that feel to it, and it's very authentic. In fact, I'm now being forced to learn some of the Star Trek terminology and stuff, and that's kind of cool, but at the same time, it does have a bit of a steep learning curve. So it's, I would definitely say buy the game, especially if you like Star Trek. Now, they've gone a little bit a step further, and through February 1st, which is really only a couple of weeks away from making this video, if you buy the collector's edition, then you have the opportunity for 2 different subscription types. One is to pay for 1 year in advance, and I don't 100% remember how much it was. I think it was like $120 or something like that. And or you can pay for a lifetime subscription, and The lifetime subscription is $240. So I looked at that, and what you get is you get a couple of extra character slots, which in the beta you have 2. I don't know if that's how the game is going to be all the time. And so you get 2 character slots, and then you also, if you buy the lifetime, you get the ability to play a Borg. And so I like it well enough that I went ahead and I did the lifetime because I want to be a Borg. So I don't know, it doesn't say that exclusively a Borg or anything like that, and actually I'll be kind of upset if later on they decide to, for $50, allow you to be a Borg. But that's what I did. There is rumor of microtransactions, and along with the subscription, and the microtransactions being for stuff like ship visual enhancements, maybe uniform enhancements, stuff that doesn't affect gameplay or give anyone advantage, it just makes them look cooler. And I'm okay with that, but I did notice that they have some stuff built in for this. They have a whole microtransaction system in there. So anyway, if you like Star Trek, go buy the game, because I really think you'll enjoy it. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.